Alright, dog, we gotta put the Team 7 shirt on, date by yo. Anyway, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy, the last Yonko here, and today I'm coming at you with another video. Today, we're gonna be talking about how to get an athletic scholarship. Now, I know everybody wants to go D1, everyone wants to go to school and jump or play football or whatever, but, I'm here to kind of burst some bubbles. I'm also going to be walking you through the starting processes of how you can get yourself out there, how you can get known, and get your name in the clipboards of the coaches. That's the most important thing. That's what everybody wants. I'm going to start by saying this is not a guaranteed strategy. Not watching this video or any other video for that matter is going to get you a scholarship. That is just not how it works. So I want to start off by saying make sure you subscribe. We're on a grind to 200. I've got 2 uploads every week I'm probably gonna shoot for, so come for the journey. Also, if you want to be a better athlete, if you want to be going to the next level, this is the place to be. No facts, come on now, no cap, none of that. We tell all truths here. I tell you my experiences going through being a D2 athlete here at Walsh University and doing what I want to do best, man. All right, so hopping right into the video, I want to start off by saying, if you want to get a scholarship, you gotta be good, dog. Like I said, these things aren't just handed to everybody. You gotta be probably the top in your class if you want to go high D1. But for this video, I'm gonna be talking about if you just want to get into school. If you guys want to get in the top of D1, you want to take everything I say in this video and max it by like 10 probably. So this channel is based around the truth, and I never lied to you guys. So you gotta have the stats, you gotta have the accolades, you gotta let your actions talk before you ever think about getting a scholarship. Because I guarantee there's nothing you can say to a coach that would talk to him more than a number that you ran, or the numbers you put up as a football player, or whatever it may be. So that being said, how do you know if you're good enough? How do you know if you can go D1? How do you know if you're good enough to go D2, D3, NAIA, and so on and so forth? Well, that's simple. You gotta research. You gotta figure out where you fit in your class, like your high school graduating class. You gotta figure out what the people are doing at the school you want to go to, and in that conference, and in that division. You gotta find where you stack against these other people that you're going to be competing against for a scholarship, or once you get there, the people you're going to be competing against in general. There's tons of great websites you can go to find this stuff. For high school, I recommend MileSplit. If you don't know what MileSplit is, what are you doing with your life? I'm not really sure about other sports like football and baseball and all of that, but I know for track, MileSplit is the place to go. So there you can find all of the top times, the runners, jumpers in your area, in your region. You can sort through all of that so you know what you need to be doing by the time you get in high school, or what you need to be doing where you were at in high school. Now you know what you need to be running for you to even be acknowledged by a coach. So I'm gonna just walk you guys real quick. I'm going to go to a website called TFRS or TFirst, I've heard it called, and like I said, also MileSplit is really, really good. But if you want to get into the college kind of area, TFirst is the place to go. So here we are on TFirst. So here you can search for a team. So if you really want to go to a certain school, like if you want to go to D1 and the biggest D1 like Texas Tech, Oregon, or anything like that, you can search for it here. So for this demonstration, I'm just gonna go into conferences, and I'm gonna go to obviously I'm gonna go to my conference, the best D2 conference, the GMAC, the Great Midwest Conference. Here we go. We got Ashland, Cedarville, all of these guys, and little old Walsh down here. So here, after clicking on a name or clicking on a team, you can sort by whatever I'm going to go to men's track and field, and here you can see the years, the roster. You got everybody on your team. These are all my teammates, and on the right here you can see the latest results from anywhere. So for sake of argument here, we're gonna let's go to the GMAC Conference Championships, and then go to the compiled men's events. But yeah, here you go. You can go to your certain event and just look what you need to do. You know what I mean? Like this is it. This is how you gotta do it, bro. So if you're a 100 meter, in the prelims, the fastest time was a 10.7. So if you don't run in this time, you're screwed. Here's some 400 prelim heats you guys can look at, but anyone can get on TFRS. You just gotta just type it in like a normal human being. Here we are in the high jump finals. The winning mark was 6'8 and a quarter. Next was 6'6 and a quarter. So, might do some noise at conference. Who knows, man? Anyway, that's later down the road. We'll be putting that work in. You already know. And then, of course, the other option is always mile split. That's if you're more in high school and you can see where you rank at in high school. All right, so you've done the research. You put in the work. You know you got the times, got the height, got the jump, got the skill. But how do you get noticed? Well, there are, I'd say, two main reasons and two main ways you can do this. One is let your actions talk for you. Coaches will reach out to you if you are good enough. So I'm going to use track because that's my sport, but you need to be making it far in your sport, whatever it is. You need to be making it to your state championships. You need to be making it out of your districts, into your regionals, into states, and that's when the college coaches are going to start showing up at meets. Because think, no one's going to come out to your little old high school unless you're IMG Academy. That's a whole different animal. So because coaches aren't going to come, they're going to go to the bigger meets. They're going to go to states, and they're going to go to your regionals. If you have a really dedicated coach to a local community college, he might come to your district, but that's no good. So for track, states is your best bet. That's where you're probably going to get noticed the most, and that's probably where you want to shoot for. So like I said, go on mile split, figure out what you need to do, and then move on. And then from there, it's all about putting on a show, my guy. So think about how many people you have beaten up to this point, and you're competing against the best. So if you're beating the best, you are the best. I mean, that just kind of makes sense, right? But you got to think about how many people you are going against, and once you eliminate all those people, coaches can start narrowing you down and finding things that they like about you. But you got to think, every team has limited scholarships, and the lower you go, the less chance you have of actually getting a spot on the team. If you guys want a video about breaking down D1, D2, D3, NAIA, all those schools and the perks you get with going to each school, I can do that. So, let me know down in the comments below. So once you get to these higher levels, if you do perform well, you're going to catch some coaches' eyes, and they might end up reaching out to you if they can find you. So this is where you need to be, in things like the NCAA clearinghouse. You need to be on a mile split count. You need to be having these things. So if a coach does if he sees something he likes in you, he's got to be able to contact you somehow. And if you are nowhere to be found, sorry. The second strategy, and probably the one that's a little bit more easier and a little bit more, methodical, is simply reaching out to the coach first. There's nothing wrong with shooting a text or an email to a coach to a school you want to go to. What's the worst they can say? No. So if you do this is what I did, and a lot of coaches responded back. And then you give them your phone number, you get on a personal basis, and then they can watch you grow. With this strategy, I would start early. The earlier you can start, the better. That way coaches can watch your progress. If you get better, if you get worse, if you get injured, these coaches need to know that, obviously, if you're trying to get recruited. So to make kind of like a basis email, you want to obviously start with your name, where you go to school, and then go right into what you do and how you perform in what you do. If you guys want to like a long list of details, I can make another video about that as well. So if you guys want to see that, also let me know down in the comments below. But you want to put your times, put your events that you do, your name, your high school, and any information that you need to be contacted with if they do end up finding you. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with reaching out to a coach. The worst they can say is no, and it just really helps get your name out there. If you have certain schools in mind, if you have certain programs in mind, this can certainly help, because that coach that you want to go to might not notice you at first. So reaching out to him will get you in his head, and he'll start be thinking about you, and get that name in that clipboard. That's the most important thing. Quick little footnote and a little bit of a rant here. If you're gonna do this, make sure you pick up the phone. There's been a couple of times where I've missed a few calls from coaches that numbers I didn't recognize. I thought they were telemarketers, scams and crap. Yeah, live and learn, I guess. Now that we know kind of the two ways to get recruited, get yourself out there, or get yourself noticed, you got the times, you've been sending emails. Just a couple of quick notes that I want you guys to know. I just want to say, scholarships are not handed out. They don't give these things for free. Well, I mean, technically they are for free. So what I would recommend is you got to put your work in and let your actions talk for you. Because I guarantee you, a time or a PR or an accolade like winning a state title will speak way louder than anything you could say to a college. Because at the end of the day, you're here to compete. You're here because of what you are and how you perform, and that's the bottom line. With all of this being said, this is only half the coin. I hate to break this to some of y'all, but football is not the only thing left. The second half of that coin is academic. Now, I'm not gonna touch too hard on academics here. This is more about how to get yourself out there. But if you don't go to school and you don't got the grades, good luck. I'm sorry, if you're the next Zion or D-Hop, you might be able to skip this step, but the myth that, you know, if you're good enough, a college coach will get you into that program no matter what is complete bullshit, to be honest. It will help extremely large amounts if you have good grades, if you do well on your ACT, if you're top in your class in your high school. That stuff adds up quickly. Not only does that show you are disciplined and humbled in the classroom and you're a hard worker in the classroom, but you're also a great athlete on top of that. It just helps you that much more. I guarantee you, a kid that might be worse than you but has better grades might get the scholarship over, because every college has a standard baseline that you have to meet. You have to have a certain grade point average. You have to do certain things on the ACT, and you know, you gotta know that stuff. So make sure you're looking that stuff up as well when you're sending these emails out to coaches, because you won't get an email back if you're carrying a 1.2 GPA. I'm sorry, it's not gonna happen. So just go to class, get your grades up, you know, the normal stuff. It's not that hard. And who knows, at the end of the day, you might get an academic scholarship as well to even help more of your schooling. So, you know, what can you do? Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. That's gonna do it for me, the last Yanko. Go sub, go, you know, go crazy down there. We're on the road to 200 subscribers. I feel like we can do it by the end of October. I know you guys are great. I appreciate every single one of you. Go follow my other social medias, link down in the description, and go check out all my other videos if you want to know how to be a better athlete. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Deuces.